The time for action has arrived.
Dear Republicans, I've been telling my friends that they need to start preparing for more violence in this country that will be incited by you Trumpers because of your refusal to divorce yourselves from the big lie of Donald Trump that the Democrats somehow stole the election. Both Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell have admitted in court that they have no evidence whatsoever to back up any claim that they made after the election. Rudy even testified under oath that all of his nattering about the election fraud was from something he saw on Facebook. The courts are sanctioning him for not doing his due diligence before going into a federal court or to lie to a federal judge. Not only does he face millions of dollars in fines, but he and Powell have been referred to bar associations for discipline by those very same judges. This makes me wonder if there ever come a point where you will all admit that you were wrong. That's very important because you have all embraced violence as a solution to losing your elections. This is extremely dangerous on so many levels because when we lose elections, we Democrats, we're used to admit defeat and try to win the next one. But you have abandoned this idea entirely. What's even more disturbing to citizens of this country, the sane citizens of this country, is the ease in which you all lie about what happened on January the 6th. You all don't seem to want to admit, after trying to lie about the insurrectionists being Antifa or Black Lives Matter, that they were in fact the Proud Boys, the 3%ers, all of whom, and especially more, happen to be proud Donald Trump supporters. What we're all wondering is where we go from here, since you have abandoned any notion of supporting the quote-unquote rule of law. You can't claim to be the party of law and order because of an election and then remain conspicuously silent as Donald Trump pardoned felon after felon after felon after felon who served in his campaign or his administration. You can't claim to be fiscal hawks or small government conservatives after Bush doubled the size of the federal government and your master, God, our King Donald Trump, tacked an additional $8 trillion to the national deficit. How do you like staring into a mirror and seeing the most vulgar hypocrite that the world has ever known? Are we supposed to take everything you say seriously ever again? When you so brazenly lie about both big and little things, George Orwell warned us that this would come to pass if we didn't take sober actions to guard our democracy. Margaret Atwood warned us about the Guild, and there you are, marching lockstep with a man who told over 35,000 lies, and even after he did so, 75 million Americans, you so-called Americans, voted to elect him again and vowed to vote for him if he runs in 2024. Is there ever going to become a point where you all realize that you conservatives are always on the wrong side of history? Because while you all want to litigate Roe versus Wade so you can oppose your own primitive religious beliefs on women, China is modernizing its infrastructure with all the interests that they are ranking in from buying up our debt because you all keep electing these jackwagons who think that the solution to everything is to give rich people even more money. Abortion is just a baby route they get you to the polls. And you're so gullible that you do exactly that, despite being against your own interests and the nation's interests as well. You are all galloping towards fascism in the vain hope that you can make the tangerine trader your god. If conservatism works so well, then please explain to the rest of us sane Americans why American red states, mostly in the Bible Belt and the South, take in more from the federal government than you contribute. Why are the red states first, second, and third, and everything awful if it's so good? The other day, Steve Bannon said if he had 20,000 troops at the ready, and that you will all control this country, and you should start acting like it. How do you think that's going to unfold? Are you so foolish that you think liberals are going to sit back as you employ violence against our republic? We had a revolutionary war about this, lest you all forget, and the conservatives like you fought for the mad king. And here we are again. Except you want your God King Donald Trump, because the same sedition that flowed through the veins of the conservatives in 1776 still courses through your veins. Only you don't see it because you never bothered to study the real history of this nation. You seem more content now to consume everything that the your ministers of truth, Fox News, ONN, Newsmax, and whatever have you, what they tell you. But you fail to understand that every minute you spend, there is another drop of poison in your mind. If you're not sure about that, there are plenty of you who bought the shirts and the hats that said, "I'd rather be Russian than a Democrat." Throughout history, whenever one political party has embraced violence as a tool to take power, the end of that state has always been nigh. I know none of you are going to watch, a good portion of you are not going to watch this video, you Republicans. Because to be a Republican now, especially in the era of Trump, means that you have to have all the electoral prowess of a gnat. But I thought that I would do this video for others like me to show that we're not alone in our utter contempt for what you all have become and what you're trying to turn our nation into. Make no mistake about that either. You're traitors to every principle that this country was founded upon. The same principles that you want to see, that you want all this country to see as holy writ. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.